All right, we want to start up with English 104 right now, and I want you to go to the syllabus, and I'll walk through some of how the course works and what we're going to be doing this semester. And here's the syllabus right here. And you should probably download one onto your computer, and so you can have access to it at any time. But let me just walk through it on my screen here. And this is English 104. It's a critical thinking and composition course. I'm obviously Joseph Pendleton. It's a 3-unit course. My office is located in Building 21. That's the ATC building, and I'm in Office 173. I will be available throughout the semester in the writing lab also, and we'll try to make myself available for some office hours throughout the semester, and I'll post those throughout the semester as needed. And my phone number is right there. It's 760-245-4271, and there's my extension 2604. If you leave a message for me, make sure you give me your personal phone number back. Most folks know that by now. I cannot leave a message with anybody, so I can only talk to you about your progress in the course, so make sure I do get a hold of you. And then there's my email. The main way to message me throughout the semester is to use course messages. That's right down here. This email is usually used for other issues, probably not directly connected to the regular progress of the course. Regular stuff with assignments and other things should probably be through course messages. That's where I check things regarding this course most often. Okay. Now, what is English 104? Okay, let me get through what that is. English 104 covers the principles and methods of critical thinking and composition while using foundational texts from various disciplines. That's what I'm going to be doing with it. Okay. We'll be reading text from the foundational authors within political science, economics, natural history, and religious studies, and writing expository essays. So what we're going to be doing is going into different fields of study that many of you guys will be taking courses in as you start your college career. And we're going to be using critical thinking skills within each area of study. Okay? So for the first unit, for example, we're going to be doing political science, and we're going to go through Lao Tzu, Plato, Machiavelli, and Mary Wollstonecraft. These are writers that folks need to understand if they're going to work through political science and understand what political ideology is. And we're going to go through the way ideology works. If you're in a political science course, you're going to understand it this way. And we're going to work through it and use critical thinking and comparison-contrast skills in political science and with those foundational readings. And then we're going to go on to the next unit in economics, and we're going to be reading Adam Smith, Karl Marx, Maynard Keynes, and Milton Friedman. And these are some of the foundational writings within economics. These are the names that everybody knows in economics. And we're going to be working through those and try to understand how those theories work. Economics works with theories and understanding the nature of theory within a science, and that's a social science. And we're going to be applying it to economic situations today. So each and every time we're going to be working through the foundational text within a field and then applying it or understanding it in some way, working with it some way that somebody within the field would recognize so that you understand the field and you understand some of the text. Okay? And then with religious studies, our natural history and religious studies at the end. And each and every time we're going to be working through this in an academic manner. These are all academic areas, and we're going to be working in academic methods, and we're not going to be doing what many people are used to, which is stating positions. We're instead going to be working on this skill to develop insights. That's what critical thinking does. It develops insights into how things work at a deeper level. It's not about developing a position, but about developing an insight. And that's what we're going to be doing this semester, okay, within each field. So you should have completed English 101 with a C or better. You don't have placement through this, so you should have gotten English 101 done. All of the readings are available here as we go through the semester. Here it is right here. And in fact, let me move it up. I'm going to move it up a little bit under the assignments, and I'll go through the assignments in a bit. And here they are. So this is going to be the cheapest class you ever take in college. These are it. And you're going to be sending this in to me all prepared and set up. And I'll go through that and how we're going to do that. So this is it. This is your textbook. And so it's free for nothing. Thank God for copyrights running out, huh? Lao Tzu is long since dead, and all this. That's your textbook for the semester. Okay. So let me get back to this, to the syllabus. So you should download that onto your computer itself. Okay, guys. Everybody does need to have that on your computer. Okay. So let's get through this and. Now the objectives. Now I'm going to walk through these objectives unit by unit as we go through it, so I won't spend too much time on it. You basically get how the course works already. We're going to be summarizing at the discussion board, using analysis in the essays, and using reading skills with the assigned readings. And I do want everybody to have Adobe Acrobat Reader. Now the text is in Adobe, so try to make sure you have Adobe Acrobat Reader. Everybody should have it on their computer already, but I'll go through how we're going to work with this text. If you need to have a Word version of it or RTF version, I can send you one of those, but I would like everybody to have Adobe Acrobat Reader. And I'll go through how you're going to prepare the readings. But so we'll go through all these skills each unit, go through those in more detail. We're going to critique text for logical fallacies, evaluate source material for validity. Those skills we're going to cover as we go through it. The backbone of the course is in the essays, quizzes, and reading homework. Okay, so 4 essays of 4 to 6 pages are due this semester. The essays work with the readings concerning political science, economics, natural history. You know that already. You must come up with original ideas. That's your analysis. And again, I want to be very clear. We're not writing opinion pieces. We're writing analytical pieces. And we'll go through that and how that works. The essays must be formatted correctly. Prove ideas by citing evidence from the readings according to MLA guidelines. Late essays are penalized, 1 grade for each calendar day they are late. What I'm kind of telling you here is don't hand in any late essays. Don't send them in late. Get them in on time. My experience is, especially with a winter session class, you cannot fall behind. Okay, make sure you, I would advise students, if you have a job, family, other things, warn folks that you've got this class that's moving at 100 miles an hour and you've got to make sure you get your work done. Okay, so don't fall behind on anything. Keep everything up to snuff and don't get late on things. The quizzes are going to be due the day of the essay and they're going to cover the readings. Okay. If you prepare the readings properly and carefully, you're going to do great on the quizzes, okay? Again, the readings are foundational for the essays and for the quizzes. If you do the readings carefully, right from the gun, you're going to have a much easier time on the essays, which is where so much of the grade is. And you're also going to be, doing well on the quizzes. And one of the most important, if not the most important skill you're going to have to develop as a college student is the ability to teach yourself with your readings. And so that's what I'm really emphasizing with the reading assignments and the quizzes, is that you can teach yourself the readings and be able to prepare the material for the quizzes and use your preparation to write the essays. So you will be sending in the readings by the end of the semester. And sending it in and have them all completed by the quizzes, but you'll be sending it in, and I'll go through that. You'll be sending it in for a grade for the reading homework too. So the backbone of your grade are the assignments on the essays, the quizzes, and the reading homework. Okay. Now plagiarism and cheating. Now I hope by now you've been in college for more than a semester. You know what plagiarism is. You know what cheating is. Anybody does, I think. Don't engage in that. I find that when students engage in it, it's because they've fallen behind and they're panicking a little bit. If you fall behind, that's fine. Just buckle down and keep going on it. Take your lumps and keep going on it. Do not take things from the internet and post them in the discussion board. People do that. It is easier to catch than you think. Please don't do that. Write your own summaries. Keep on top of the work yourself and do your best with it yourself. To keep on top of it. People who engage in this get a 0 for the assignment. If you do it at the discussion board, that means your discussion grade, your participation grade, and journal grade are a 0. That's 100 points possible. And you get a 0 on that assignment. You cannot make up the assignment. If you do it on an essay, you get a 0 for the assignment. You cannot make up the essay. So you cannot make up any plagiarized work or do anything about it or turn it in late or anything else. It's a 0. You will almost certainly not pass the class with that 0. So don't do that. Just keep on top of things. Don't engage in it. And again, I have to warn you, I've been at this for 25 years now. It's easier to catch than you think. Okay, so please don't do that. Again, I know most students don't do that. That's not part of their gig. But for the students who might be tempted, don't listen to that little devil. Okay, attendance is taken care of through consistent viewing of the course videos and involvement in the discussions on the assigned readings. Now, these videos, if you haven't realized it already, these videos are boring. Really, really boring. But they're absolutely necessary to get through the class. So I need you to complete them and make sure you can get the ideas down, the lessons down, and everything else. Almost all of the problems that happen for students, the confusion that happens, is almost always due to the students not watching the videos. And all the questions about when was this and how did I do that and why couldn't I? It was already covered in the video. So make sure you watch the videos and pay attention to them and keep up to snuff on things at the discussion area. Okay. That's attendance. Communications, it's emails primarily through the course messages. Okay, course messages is the way to go. Phone calls, visits to my office, I'll make that a office hours available later on. But I'm going to be available in the writing lab too. If you have any issues with a learning disability or a physical disability that makes it more difficult to get through things, contact me. I'll set things up. I'll work with you. We'll make a reasonable accommodation. We'll get that done. Okay, but I have to work through DSPS or the Access Center, I think it's called right now. Work with me on it. We'll set it up. We'll make sure you're taken care of. Okay, grading breakdown. The way I've done this, I've changed this, and I think this is going to work better for students. The first essay is worth 100 points. That's the political science one. When students have problems, it's almost always on the first essay. The one on economics is really tough, but by that time students now start to understand what's being required of them. And they do better on the economics one and on the natural science one than they usually did on the political science one. And then they do their best work on the religious studies one, is what I've found. And I kind of want to make sure that students, as they're learning, are learning and having more points given to them as they're getting better. So that's why I've restructured this. Even though the essays are essentially the same, they use the same skills. You're using the same skills in political science that you're using in the religious studies unit. But as you're learning, I want you to get more points. That's why I've restructured my points here to reward you as you get better at things, because you're going to get more intelligent and more capable as you get through the semester. And I don't want you to worry if you're running into trouble early on when you're learning. Okay, so understand these essays are going to all be extremely similar. We're going to move from political science to economics to natural science to and then on to religious studies. But as you work through it, your skills are going to improve and you're going to be rewarded as you work on this. The reading assignments are going to be worth 100 points, 25 points per unit. The reading quizzes are 100 points, 25 points each. And I really want to emphasize, if you take care of the readings, the essays are going to be easier. They are. Okay, that's how I've structured things. The research assignment, I'm going to put together a quick little research assignment for you to reintroduce the library. It is going to be much like the one you did in English 101. I just want to re-emphasize it to make sure you know how to go through research. And then the journal and participation you'll send to me at the end. Okay. Now here's the discussion area. I want to show this to everybody. What you're going to be doing is, now the essays are where you're going to be doing the analysis. The discussion areas here are where you're going to be doing the summaries, okay? So like the Lao Tzu one, you're going to go in here after you finish the Lao Tzu reading, go in here, create a thread, and you're going to do the Lao Tzu summary, and you're going to do Lao Tzu discusses several points regarding how a leader should, and you should go into blah, 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 what you got from Lao Tzu. And I got to warn you, the Lao Tzu reading is kind of weird, but you're going to write a summary of Lao Tzu here at the discussion area. And don't worry if you don't get it. Some of these readings are just going to be really difficult and really weird. I've got to, tell you that some of this stuff is going to be odd. Lao Tzu is a really weird reading, so is the Plato. Machiavelli is usually pretty easy, and so is the Wollstonecraft, but I'll go through those later on. But you're going to be writing summaries at the discussion boards, okay? Summaries and kind of identifying their ideology and things like that. This is where you're taking part in the course, is going through the discussion areas, and I'm going to have course videos being posted throughout the semester right here, okay? And then the assignments are going to be in here. Now, I'm not going to have the assignment for the political, I'm not going to go through this yet for the political science one. I'm going to go through that later on. Don't worry about it just yet. I'll go through it a little bit later on, okay? And we don't have a final exam, so I'm going to take that down. Why don't we get rid of that right now? Everybody should be happy about that. We don't have a final exam, okay? There you go. Everybody say, yay, no final, okay? Now, one thing to pay attention to is the calendar. Here it is. This is where you're going to be following things and keep an eye on things. We're going to have an essay due about every 7 to 10 days to get through this semester. Every 7 to 10 days, like the political science essay is going to be due next week on the 10th, okay? So that's when it's going to be due. So be ready for that coming up. But all the readings are coming up bang, 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 or right here. So keep an eye on the calendar. Keep going through the discussions and keep working things, and make sure you're following the videos and taking part of the discussions and keeping on those readings and keeping on those essays, and you'll be just fine. But again, the videos and the calendar will keep you up to snuff on what you got to do. The videos and the calendar will keep you up to snuff on what you've got to do. I really want to emphasize that. You'll be writing on the course at the discussions areas and at the essays, okay? That's where you're going to be writing. But the readings will get you ready to take part in the discussions and take part in the essays. So keep on the videos, keep on the calendars, keep working at those readings, and then taking part in the discussions and getting those essays done, and you're going to do just fine, okay? All right, so folks, I'll have the video for the first unit on political science posted a little bit later today. But go ahead and just open up the political science unit, keep an eye on it, and I'll get a video later today, and we'll get going on this, all right? Take care, folks.